Whoopi Goldberg is the definition of what a lunatic liberal is. Make a bunch of false statements, and because you're being held accountable, you had to go and retract your statements because you lied.
No shame at all. This is can you get any lower? I don't think so. And what do you have to say about what's happened around the world? Where is our voice as Americans? Somebody's got to speak up for us. Our hearts are breaking through all of this. Through Rob, through what's happened at Bondi Beach, what happened at Brown, and you don't find the time to say, as Americans, we hate what's happening. You ain't my president, man. We'll be right back.
First off, Whoopi Goldberg, you realize you're on national TV bitching every single day using your voice that you claim President Trump is not representing, or bitching to an audience about how your voice is not being heard. You really are next level stupid. The best part of this entire situation where we had to suffer through and listen to her fear-mongering and hatred towards President Trump.
I'm going to tell you, if he says that people, he always likes to say people have Trump derangement.
Yes, nobody should complain that we are talking about cackling the view. We need to. There are a lot of clips they have put out within the past 2 days. If you notice, I did not report on anything yesterday. Whoopi Goldberg is now coming with this. Oh, Trump is suffering from Joe, and I was like, this is the new one, because Trump is calling them out.
He always likes to say people have Trump derangement. But I feel like he's got Obama and Biden derangement syndrome.
Yeah, I think he does.
Because, I mean, how many times you can't keep going to that well. That well is dry. This is on you.
Everything.
You did this. This is what you've put together. It's not them. It's nobody but you. It's you.
You really are next level stupid. The best part of this entire situation where we had to suffer through and listen to her fear-mongering and hatred towards President Trump is she's an idiot. She literally just uses her emotions, not her actual thought process, and she had to retract her statement.
I'm going to make a correction here. As it turns out, yesterday, apparently, you know who put his condolences out to the people who are looking down at us from heaven, and the folks at Brown.
So she had to publicly retract her statement because she's a moron and didn't realize that President Trump did put out his condolences. But did you hear how condescending her statement was? And this is just proof that people like Whoopi Goldberg should never be on TV talking about anything that should be labeled as fact or truth, because she clearly doesn't know what that actually means. So instead of actually retracting your statement and standing behind our president, you clearly prove that no matter what he does, even if it falls into your standard, it's still unacceptable.
This is the truth. I watched one of these hosts. The other day she said, even if she's on life support, Trump is the only person to provide medication, she would never take it. She would prefer to die. That should tell you a lot about them. Crazy, right? Trump decided a few hours ago, like, I will give the military some bonuses. The View is not happy with that.
I'm sure you heard the story of Michelle and Barack Obama being out at a restaurant, and they see this guy that Michelle used to date, an ex of hers, and he was the manager of the restaurant. And Barack says, you know, you're lucky you married me instead of him, otherwise you'd be married to a restaurant manager. And she says, no, you're lucky I married you instead of him, because otherwise he'd be president of the United States. I mean, first of all, and second of all, it's true. I mean, I'm becoming obsessed with this whole idea of female kingmakers and all of the work that women do behind the scenes to prop up their husbands, to contribute to their success, their glory, you know, their artistic pursuits, their scientific discoveries. You know, Einstein's wife did half of his fucking work. Wallace Stinger stole most of his writing, of his Pulitzer Prize winning piece, from a woman. F. Scott Fitzgerald stole Zelda Fitzgerald's life and then claimed it was his own invention. Marion Keisker discovered Elvis, and Sam Phillips got all the credit. Margaret Keane painted all those paintings of the little kids with the big eyes. Her husband took all the credit. I mean, this has been going on and on and on and on and on throughout history. I'm sure there's even more examples that I don't even know about yet. In fact, if there are more examples that you know of, please drop them in the comments, because I'm always looking for these stories to tell and retell and amplify. But it's a system of the patriarchy. It's what the patriarchy teaches women that they're supposed to do. Take a back seat, stand back here, wait at home, do all the unseen, unpaid, difficult labor, do all the support work so that your man can go out in the world and succeed. Packing snacks so that he can run his marathon. Meanwhile, God forbid she asks you do the same for her. This is the original sin of the patriarchy, is simultaneously telling women that they're incapable of doing anything and of achieving greatness, and simultaneously demanding that they do everything and then sacrifice any reward, any sort of triumph, victory, praise, and hand it over to a man. It's driving me fucking bonkers.
I have a lot of things to say about this video, but I will not on this clip. Reason I decided to attach this video is as a result of this Michelle moving around from one media to another, having this kind of talking points. The View is angry. Yeah, they are extremely angry because of the wall of fame that Trump put out and said some things about Obama. If you look at the beginning of that video, they are angry, saying, "Oh, Trump is having TDS," or I don't know, is how can we call that? Obama's derangement syndrome. That is what Whoopi actually said. I just had to laugh all through. Sometimes it is good to ignore these people, but not to a certain fault.
This is what he says about, I want to read what he says about Barack Obama, because we love Barack Obama, and it's wrong of him. He writes, and this, he acts like this is real in history. A community organizer, one-term senator from Illinois, and one of the most divisive political figures in American history. Why? Because he was black? Why? No. Everything is about race with him.
Yeah. Is it? Well, it might also be the jealousy of how well he did. It for people that...
Well, Obama lives rent-free in his head, for sure. Yeah. For sure. He will never be the type of President Obama was. He's not going to win that.
But when are they going to invoke the 25th Amendment? Does he have to run naked into the White House or what? What is that amendment for, if not for this?
He's doing this to trigger people. He wants people to get outraged and to troll.
Why?
It's what he does. Because that's how he is.
But we're not outraged. We feel that he is juvenile and unhinged. It's not outrage.
What is his motive,
I would express, I think it's distract, it's troll, it's get people.
At the end of the day, there is nothing that Trump would do that these people will ever be happy. I mean, anything Trump does, they will always jump in with some kind of crazy criticism. Like this lady said, you really can't take anything coming out from these people like facts. That is nothing like facts that we will ever experience with The View. At a certain point, it is boring. Like, seriously. I don't know why they do this every single time. You know, I saw these videos. I had to compile to keep in my phone.
So Democrats think that MAGA's going to break up because of Donald Trump's criticism of Rob Reiner.
I don't want to make the video long. I think I'm going to end here. God bless you abundantly. See you on my next clip. As of the short clips behind. That is for the white algorithm.
Either person can sit at either place. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
You and your husband were friends with Rob and Michelle Reiner, and
everybody knew that wasn't true. A dangerous relative as a likely suspect, a tip that led to her brother Nick. Rob Reiner and Nick had a heated argument the night before at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party, being back on his own. In one instance, she said,
We should have said nothing. The United States to take this family tragedy in which the president had made no comment.
When people ought to have.
Absolute horror.
So last night, Michelle Obama was on the late night show of Jimmy